Om Bhurбhuvassuvaḥam Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayantam.
So Saram everyone, continue our satsang on Sathya Sai Baba, our beloved Swami. You know, any guru, any master is great because he or she has great disciples, devotees, followers, students. Not only just philosophy, not only just miracles, but bright, great devotees. And you know, I spent 90s and 2000s in Puttaparthi. I was never staying there permanently, I mean just come and go, a few months every year. And I think happy because not only because I got a chance to speak personally with Sathya Sai so many times as a translator for the Russian-speaking groups, but also I met quite number of great devotees, Swami's devotees. Okay, in the beginning, in the middle of 90s, I was something like 25 years old, and all that devotees whom I remember at that time were like, you know, easily 75, 80 years old, yeah, more or less, but much, anyway, older than me. I can mention such a great people like Swami Maheshwarananda, yeah, who wrote and published really wonderful, brilliant book, Sathya Sai Baba and Narayana Guhashram. I'm sure you know this book. And then, of course, Swami Sathya Sai Padananda, who was, yeah, for some 20 or 30 years meditating with a small lingam given by Swami. Of course, Mr. Subbarao, for sure, one of the most bright personalities. Of course, Dr. Rao, great Hatha Yoga practitioner and Ayurvedic doctor and philosopher. And of course, Ratan Lal. Maybe today, okay, let me remember more Ratan Lal, a very interesting person who was Advaita master, and he spent really like, you know, years and years in Puttaparthi. And Swami blessed him to lecture, to conduct satsang, to lecture, and to share with his own personal experiences and philosophy of non-duality. In Sanskrit we call it Advaita. You know, it's one of mysterious part of Vedic philosophy, because Advaita means non-duality, it means oneness. Oneness of personal consciousness and absolute consciousness, oneness of soul and God. And actually, according to Advaita philosophy, basically we don't need to unite, because everything is in oneness from the very beginning. And of course, it was very interesting to meet such a person exactly in Puttaparthi. Because to teach, to preach, to speak about Advaita philosophy is especially difficult in both parties. That's my personal, feeling, experience, if you wish. Because greatness, power, brightness of Sathya Sai wasn't, is so huge that how can anybody can speak about Advaita or non-duality when we have Swami? And that's interesting that Swami himself was number one who was speaking about Advaita philosophy. And I think that he was greatly misunderstood, actually. Because we have attachment to the form, name, all this multiplicity, duality, and we enjoy miracles as well. And not only some miracles like materializations, but miracles like healings, for example, we need it, sometimes badly needed. And how can we, in presence of Swami, think or speak about such things like, I'm God, I'm Brahman, I'm Absolute Self? Then, my God, who is Swami then? But it's interesting that Sathya Sai, let me repeat, was number one to speaking about Advaita. And of course, what we know from his divine discourses, he was absolutely clear that not everyone can practice and experience Advaita or non-duality. This is like quite limited group of practitioners who can, through analytical meditation, realize self as true self, consciousness as absolute consciousness. That's the reason why, of course, Swami's main message was, of course, about bhakti or devotion. And there is no any contradiction between bhakti or devotion and Advaita or non-duality. There is no any contradiction because to experience non-duality you need grace, and grace comes from Swami. So it means if we wish just to be clever guys, then maybe we don't need grace. But if the question is about experience, how to experience this oneness, how to experience this absolute consciousness, what we in Sanskrit call Brahman, then grace is essential. And that's the main of bhakti or devotion. What was really important for me in this wonderful person, Ratan Lal. In this video I'm speaking about Ratan Lal, at least a little bit. I'm planning to make more videos about this wonderful sage. What was important about him? That he was not just professor, he was not just, person of intellectual knowledge. He was Ratan Lal, the person of experience. I remember his lectures, his satsang, his spiritual instructions. He was speaking out of his experience of this oneness. That was huge. Because basically to speak about non-duality, Advaita, it's very easy, not difficult. The most simple philosophy is Advaita to speak about, but it's the most difficult to experience. And for that we need meditation and grace. Sai Ram. See you next time.
Om Bhurбhuvassuvaḥ Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayanthan